You know, in life, there's this strange thing we all do. We try to win people over. We try to be liked. We want everyone to feel comfortable around us. So we smile too much, say yes too often, and stretch ourselves thin, thinking if we're just nice enough, friendly enough, easygoing enough, everyone will respect us. But here's the truth, no one tells you early enough. Respect doesn't come from being liked. It comes from being valued. And the sad part is, the more you try to be liked by everyone, the less they end up valuing you. You become that person who's always there, always available, always adjusting, always trying not to offend, always ready to sacrifice your own comfort just to keep the peace. Sounds noble, right? But you know what people start doing? They start taking you for granted. Because anything that's always available starts looking cheap. Look, I'm not saying don't be kind. I'm not saying go around being rude or arrogant. That's not strength. That's insecurity with sunglasses on. I'm saying know your worth. Because when you know your worth, you won't just give it away like free popcorn at a movie premiere. You'll offer it to those who deserve it, to those who respect your time, your energy, and your presence. Think about it. When was the last time you truly valued something that was easy to get? Whether it's people or possessions, we instinctively place more value on what requires effort, boundaries, and intentionality. It's just how we're wired. You don't see people forming lines for something they can pick up off the street. But tell them there's a limited edition, something rare, something precious, and boom, people line up. They pay attention. You need to start treating your own time and energy the same way. In my own life, I've seen it happen. Early in my career, I said yes to every request, every invitation, every meeting. I was everywhere. People would say, Shah Rukh is so down to earth, so approachable. And sure, that sounds great. But slowly, I realized I was burning out. And the worst part? Some people didn't respect the effort. It became expected. I was giving my presence away like it was a party favor, not realizing that sometimes mystery is not arrogance, it's preservation. I had to step back, create distance, protect my peace. And the funny thing is, when I started doing that, people didn't pull away, they leaned in. Because when you stop trying so hard to be liked by everyone, you create space for people to genuinely respect you. There's a difference between being nice and being respected. Niceness is like sugar. It's sweet, but it dissolves fast. Respect is like steel, strong, lasting, and unshakable. And steel isn't formed by softness. It's formed by pressure, by boundaries, by choosing your value over your popularity. So stop trying to win everyone over. Stop giving all of yourself to people who only show up when it's convenient for them. You are not a backup plan. You are not a doormat. You are not everyone's emotional support character. You are the main character of your story. You deserve to be respected, not just appreciated for being so friendly. And if someone only sticks around when you're bending over backward for them, but disappears the moment you say no, let them go. Let them be uncomfortable with your growth. Let them sit with the silence of your absence and realize what they lost when you stopped being too friendly. Because here's the final truth. Your kindness should be your strength, not your weakness. Let it shine, yes. Let it reach people, absolutely. But don't let it be exploited. Respect is not something you give away. It's something you command. By knowing your worth, setting your boundaries, and understanding that sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. And trust me, when you stop offering your worth like free popcorn, the world doesn't collapse. The people who matter still stick around. And the ones who only came for the snacks, they'll move on to the next easy fix. Let them go. You're a full course meal, not a sample tray. There's this beautiful misunderstanding in the world. We think that being nice means being available all the time. We think that love means constant sacrifice, that friendship means saying yes, that being a good person means never disappointing anyone. But let me tell you something I've learned, not just as an actor, but as a man who's lived, loved, lost, and learned. Boundaries are not cruelty, they are clarity. They are not walls, they are self-respect. You see, we're taught to open our hearts, to welcome people in, to make space for everyone. And that's a beautiful thing until it isn't. Until you find yourself shrinking so others can stretch. Until your yes becomes a reflex, not a decision. Until your silence starts to scream for the attention you're too polite to ask for. I've been there. In this industry, you meet thousands of people. Everyone wants a piece of your time, your energy, your attention. If you don't learn to draw the line, not with anger but with intention, you'll drown in the noise of other people's needs and forget the sound of your own thoughts. Setting a boundary doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care deeply about yourself too. It means you recognize that your peace is not a public playground. Your energy is not an unlimited resource. Your presence is not something to be handed out like flyers at a train station. There's this idea that boundaries push people away, but actually the right people, they don't run from your boundaries, they respect them. The wrong ones though, they'll call you selfish the moment you stop serving their comfort. And that's when you'll see the truth. You see, people who benefit from your lack of boundaries are always the loudest when you build one. They'll guilt trip you. They'll say, you've changed. And you know what? They're right. You have changed. You've grown. You've learned that constantly giving without receiving is not generosity. It's self-abandonment. Think of it like this. When you're flying on a plane, the safety instructions always say, put your oxygen mask on first before helping others. Why? Because if you can't breathe, you can't help anyone else. It's the same in life. If your soul is gasping for air, how are you supposed to pour into someone else? Boundaries are how we breathe. They allow us to give from a place of fullness, not emptiness. They help us show up for people we love, not with resentment, but with authenticity. Because nothing kills connection faster than pretending to be okay with something just to keep the peace. I've learned to say no, not with arrogance, not with hostility, but with honesty. And sometimes that no feels like a breakup to someone who was used to hearing yes from me all the time. But that's okay. If my no breaks something, it probably wasn't built strong enough to last anyway. The most powerful people I've met in life are not the loudest. They are the ones who know exactly what they will allow and what they will not. They walk into a room and don't need to demand respect because their energy already says, I value myself. And let me tell you, it's not about being distant, it's about being deliberate. You can be warm and firm. You can be kind and still say, that doesn't work for me. You can love someone and still refuse to tolerate behavior that hurts you. Boundaries are not the end of love. They are the framework in which love can grow. They protect your dignity, they shield your peace, they remind you and everyone around you that you matter. So if you're someone who's always been the giver, the fixer, the pleaser, I see you. And I want to tell you this. It's okay to take your power back. It's okay to disappoint people who only loved you when you were convenient. It's okay to choose yourself without explanation. Because the people who truly care about you, they won't walk away when you draw a boundary. They'll lean in. They'll respect the strength it takes to speak your truth. And you'll finally breathe again, not in a loud, rebellious way, but in a quiet, beautiful, grounded way. The kind of breath that reminds you, you are not here to be consumed by everyone. You are here to be cherished, protected, and respected. And it all starts with a simple, powerful thing: boundaries. Let me say something that may sound a little harsh at first. Not everyone deserves access to your heart. Not because your heart isn't big enough, not because you're not loving enough, but because some people simply haven't earned that kind of intimacy. You see, we live in a world where connection is instant. Likes, comments, messages, DMs. You can reach out to anyone at any time. But somewhere in this constant stream of interactions, we've forgotten something sacred. Access to your heart is a privilege, not a default setting. We give it away so easily. Someone is nice to us for 5 minutes, and we start trusting them with our deepest thoughts. We mistake attention for affection, consistency for loyalty, and charm for character. And in the process, we end up opening doors to people who only came in to look around, not stay. And you know what hurts the most? It's not the heartbreak. It's the realization that you handed the keys to your peace, your trust, your vulnerability to someone who had no idea how to treat it. Let me be honest. There were times in my life when I wanted to be loved so badly that I let the wrong people in. People who were sweet in the beginning, but turned cold when I needed warmth. People who celebrated me in public, but questioned me in private. People who only came close when it benefited them, and disappeared when it didn't. And every time that happened, I thought, maybe I was the problem. Maybe I was too much, too emotional, too trusting, too available. But here's what I finally learned. I wasn't too much. I was just giving too much of myself to people who were never meant to hold it. They weren't bad people. They just weren't meant to have access to that part of me, the part that's soft, the part that loves deeply, the part that forgives too easily. You don't give everyone a backstage pass to your life just because they bought a ticket to the show. Your heart isn't general admission, it's VIP, it's invitation only. And those invitations should be earned through consistency, through care, through mutual effort, and not just convenience. It's okay to be guarded. It's okay to take your time. You are not cold for protecting your peace. You are not heartless for questioning someone's intentions. You are not bitter for building walls. You're healing, you're learning, you're growing, because once you've been broken by people you trusted, you start to realize how valuable that trust actually is. It's not something to be tossed around like confetti. It's something sacred. And those who don't understand that, they don't belong near it. Not everyone deserves access to your heart. And that's not a sign of arrogance. It's a sign of wisdom. It means you've started listening to your intuition instead of your loneliness. It means you're choosing quality over quantity. It means you've stopped begging for breadcrumbs of affection and started demanding the whole damn cake or nothing at all. And here's the beautiful part. When you start protecting your heart, the right people notice. They don't try to barge in. They knock. They wait. They show you who they are with their actions, not just their words. They make space for your wounds and don't flinch when your scars show. Those people, let them in. Let them see you. Let them feel you. But for the others, the ones who only come around when it's easy, the ones who vanish at the first sign of effort, the ones who make you feel like loving you is a task, show them the door. Your heart is not a revolving one. It's not a hallway. It's not a guest house for temporary visitors. It's a home, a temple, a rare, beautiful place where real connection is made, where loyalty lives, where love doesn't just visit, it stays. So the next time you feel tempted to hand over your heart too quickly, pause. Ask yourself, have they earned it? Do they respect it? Will they care for it when it's not shiny and perfect? Because love isn't just about giving, it's about giving wisely. And my friend, you're allowed to be selective. Not everyone deserves access to your heart, and that's not just okay, that's powerful.